Welcome to Together We Deal. Who is Sierra? What is your story?
Sierra's a lot of people, honestly. Like, you never know which one you're gonna get, but just know it's gonna be a good one. But my story is not really too bad, too good. It's just, people go through things, people overcome things, and that's just how it is. I try not to think too deep into the past, because the past, you can't fix it. So I try to just make a better future with the past. That's just how it is.
Okay, so basically, you're basically saying you're a positive person. You think about the future.
I'm very optimistic, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If you had 45 seconds to talk to someone who is no longer with us, who would it be and what would you say?
My papa. That's easy. My papa. I would tell him I'm sorry. Just for, like, I'm not the same, because he died when I was about 17, 18, and I'm like, I don't want to say my age because time ain't real. But I feel like then I was so young, and I feel like now, as I'm getting older, I feel like I know what to do and what not to do now. Okay. And I was so young, and I was just so, like, high school, worrying about myself, worrying about college, that, like, not seeing that he was getting older.
Okay.
And I feel like I was being very selfish of me, because there'd be times he'd call me and be like, come pick up my remote off the floor. Little things like that. And I'd be like, why you calling me to pick up some remote off the floor? Why you calling me to check your mailbox? But, like, now I'm getting older, I feel like he just was, like, telling me, like, like, come over, just talk.
Like he needed you.
Yeah, like, just come over and talk. But he was not trying to say that. But he would do stuff, like, little things like that. So it would be my papa for sure.
Okay. So is that something that you feel like you hold on and have regret for? Or if it's something you'd be like, okay, this is what it was type thing?
We all young and we all kind of dumb, and we don't realize who we got until they're gone. So it's like, all my grandparents are gone now. So, like, the closest one I was really close to was my papa, because my nana died when I was like 7.
Okay.
And I wasn't really close to I was close to my other grandma, but she wasn't really too fond of me like that. So, like, and then my grandpa from my mama's side died before I was born. So the only one I was really close to was my papa. He would take me to McDonald's. That's all I remember. But we had a lot of fun. He seen my last basketball game, all types of things like that. So I just, not really regretful, but just wish I was more sincere and really cherish the moments like I did. Because now that I'm older, I'm like, dang, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. And now sometimes I just cry, because it's like, he was the only one that was, like, I was really close to, like, the one I kind of only remember. And so, like, now that memory's gone, it's just like,
So let me ask you this. I heard you say you had one grandparent, a grandma, and you said she wasn't too fond of you. So how does that make you feel? How did you know she wasn't fond of you?
She wasn't fond of me. Just little things that she would say. Like, I love her because it's my grandma at the end of the day, but I have a gap, and I guess her ex-husband had a gap. And he didn't treat her right, so she kind of put that on me. And then it was one time when because I favor him a little bit. And then there was one time when I wanted to play basketball, and I wanted to go, like, go to college and stuff like that. And she was like, you're not gonna make it, you might as well just give up on that dream right now. I'm just like, dang, well, you don't treat my other siblings like that, why you on me? Like, every time I come over, she'll be not wanting to talk, and, like, sometimes she'll be nice, but, like, other times she really would be mean to me for no reason. And I'm like, what, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like, growing up, and I'm not understanding why she's like that. But at the same time, is she my grandma? So I don't really be disrespectful towards her. I just be like, she just in her ways, stuck in her ways. I don't take it.
Even though you say she's in her ways, have you ever tried talking to her or tried, starting a conversation with her, just expressing how you feel?
Not really, because I'll be so nervous to go around her.
Okay.
I would be nervous because, like, every time I go under something, like, she's saying something to me, something slick. Like, one time she called me a gap-toothed black bitch, and I was like, God dang, what I do to you? Like, and I don't even know what I did, but I was just like, little stuff like that I remember, and I'm like, dang, I still love you, you my grandmother, but, like, so certain stuff like that was just unnecessary.
Let me ask you this next question. What is your most proudest moment?
My most proudest moment would have to be when I got into playing basketball for college, because that was the most hardest thing I had to do. Like,
Yeah.
coming from high school, like, my basketball coaches, for some reason, they didn't really believe in me, but my AAU coaches did.
Okay.
And I was more comfortable with AAU since they believed in me so much. So I really was balling out. They let
Yeah.
me ball out. High school, it's just to say, I don't know why. Some people mess with me, some people don't. It's
Yeah.
either you like me or you don't. Like, the type of person I am is like, you either take me or you leave me. But,
Right.
like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I was in high school, that's all I relied on was AAU. So, like, nobody, my high school coach, she helped the other ones that wanted to go to college. I mean, I guess that she seen more potential in them than
Yeah.
me. So when I would go to her for some film, to like, can she send my film? She wouldn't send it to me. She was just so mean to me. I don't know what it was. I mean, I know I was young, but like, you know, we all in that, like, not rebellious, because I really wasn't rebellious, but I was more so like free and like, you know,
Yeah.
teen.
Yeah.
So like, one night I just was like, I'm gonna make it. Regardless if they believe in me or not, I'm gonna make it. So I had my dad and my sister, they was always supportive of me with my basketball. All my
Yeah.
siblings was. But those two were the ones that was actually going with me places. So I would tell my dad, I said, Dad, okay, he wasn't recording me at first. I said, Dad, we getting it close to the end. Like, college is coming. Like, can you, like, he got an iPad. I was like, can you record me on your iPad and
Yeah.
start taking that everywhere? And he was like, yeah. So he started doing that. And then all this is AAU though. So
Yeah.
all the games he recorded, he would get off work, sacrifice, and take me and stuff like that. So one day, I just put all the clips together. Like, I stayed up till like maybe 4 in the morning, and I was just like editing this. Okay, the scouts gonna like me year on. Scouts gonna like me doing this. So I just put clip, and put them all together one night.
Yeah.
And I just was Googling websites like for scouts to help me and scout me. So I did that, and then that's when, like, maybe 5 months after that, that's when somebody called me, and I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, dang. Like, and I was always praying, like, God, I'm gonna give me a scholarship. God, I'm gonna give me a scholarship. Like, use me as your vessel. Like, I'm going wherever I go. Just know I'm not gonna just forget that you helped me. Like, whoever I go, if I go to a certain college, I'm gonna make sure I spread the gospel to them too.
There you go.
So I did that. I
Yeah.
did just that, and I'm proud of myself for that.
And that's something you could always hold on to.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because not everybody can say they went to college to play basketball.
Exactly.
That was a blessing for me. Yeah.
And that's something no one can ever take that away from you.
Oh yeah, no.
And you'll always hold that. So let me ask you this next question. What was the most challenging time for you?
Oh gosh. When I was just getting out of high school, like I said, my papa had just died, literally, so he didn't get to see me graduate. So I took that hard, but at the same time, like, I was just getting into, I got into Grambling State University.
Yeah.
Go Tigers. But I got into Grambling. I was so happy. It was an HBCU. It was in Baton Rouge. That's where my mama from. So I knew Louisiana was gonna be maybe I wanted to get away from Texas.
Okay.
So I was like, let me go Louisiana. Let me go somewhere where I could like really like
Something
have
new.
fun. Yeah. So when I first got there, I was planning to play basketball there. So, but you know, I wasn't really like scouted like that. So I had to walk on.
Yeah.
And when I walked on, I tried my hardest to walk on. So I came that summer, and then it was my first time being away from my family. So knowing that my papa just died and all these things were going on, I just was like started feeling doubtful for some reason.
Okay.
And since I was starting to be by myself, like, so I was prescribed with some bipolar medicine that I had to take because I was kind of like in and out of moods at that time.
Yeah.
So my doctor gave me like a fresh new bottle of bipolar medicine, and one of the side effects was suicide. And so one night I just was like thinking, like, I don't know, for some reason I just felt something like an anxiety over me. And so one night I just cried so hard. I was like, dang, I wish my papa was here to see this. I was like, I didn't want to talk to my sister about it because I'm like, she just got with her new boyfriend into a new home. I don't want to bombard her too much because I know she's happy. I don't want to do too much. I'm like, I'm kind of far. I don't want them to just jump in the car and go. Like, I want them to make sure like I'm good. So, but deep down I really wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang, why I gotta work so hard for this one dream that I wanted? And I was just like, it was just a lot of things going on at that one moment. And then one night I was just walking around the track, like listening to my gospel music, and I went into my room and I was just like, Papa, I'm ready to meet you. Like, I'm ready to just go with you. So I opened my bipolar medicine and I just downed the whole bottle. Like, I downed like the whole bottle, and it was a lot of pills left. And all I remember is just like my roommate. We usually go to the cafe or something, and she woke me up and she said I wasn't waking up, so she called my mom on the phone. And all I heard was my mom's voice. Sierra, wake up. You're going to be good. Nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I was just so drugged out of there. I was like, what? Like, and so, like, dudes that we were cool with, that we was, like, I consider my brothers, they would, like, help me. And they was like, oh, no, we got to get her to the hospital right now. And so they took me to the hospital. And as I was sitting there, I don't remember too much because, you know, I was out of it. But all I remember was I woke up in the hospital with a light, like a shining light. And the lady was like, do you know where you're at? I said, you know, I'm drunk. I kind of remember a little bit, but she was just like, she was like, was you raped or anything? Did something happen to you? Like, why did you, like, what happened? I was like, I tried to kill myself. I'm not trying to be here no more. And so all I remember, next thing, I had IVs. They put IVs in me to wake me up. Next thing I know, they put me in an ambulance. I'm thinking I'm going to school. They took me to a mental hospital.
Wow.
And I was there for at least a month. No phone. They couldn't. I was over. Like, I turned 18, so they told me I couldn't call my mom. They couldn't contact her. So I had to, like, go on the phone. I had to sneak on the phone. I have not flirted with one of the men there, but one of the men kind of like was trying to come on to me. So I used that as my advantage to get them to the phone, because it was like a room where a phone was, and they was not letting nobody go nowhere. So he opened the door for me with a key to let me go to the phone, and I just snuck on the phone. I was like, mama, I'm in a hospital, like, you gotta come get me. She was like, what? And so I gave her, I didn't even know the name, but there was a pamphlet next to me, so I was like, this is the hospital. And so she called up there. They was like, nope, we can't release her, we can't do nothing. So I would say, yeah, that was like, because the stuff I seen in there was crazy. And like, people really in there trying to kill themselves, people trying to kill other people on drugs, people strung out. Like, he was a black man. He was like, he thought the world was against, I think he was like possessed, as you say. He thought he was, so he was trying to kill everybody. Like, I remember one night he tried to knock on my door and they made sure I locked my, like, it was crazy. Like, that was like the lowest moment I said I could go. And I don't know if it's another time, but it was another time, me getting back in, because this was the summer when all that happened. So I was like, okay, new year. So the year comes and I get into Grambling again, and not even a month in, I was raped. And it was, gunshots had went off on, like, the yard. It was like a big party going on, and the dude was like, let me walk you to your room. My friends left. Because they heard the gunshots, they ran, and I was like, hell no, I'm about to go to my room. I ain't running nowhere. So, like, my room was like on the other side of campus. So he was like, let me walk you to your room. And I knew him because he was very popular on the campus. He was like in a frat or whatever. But one of my friends had, like, because one of my friends, he told my mom he was going to take after me like a big brother. So I was like, okay, you're my big brother. So it was his frat brother. He was like, he introduced me to them. And so he knew of me. So he was like, let me walk you to your room. You don't want to be walked there by yourself. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I mean, you can walk me if you want to, but I'm good. I know where to go. Like, nobody gonna hurt me. And so when I got in, I thought, it was like an apartment building. So it was like one of those dorms where you had to open the door to get in, and you got to walk up. It's like an apartment. And so I thought he was going to stop by the door. And he was like, no, let me come in. And I was like, nah, you good? I'm good. Like, there's a party I'm trying to go to. Just making up lies. And so as I go in, I thought I closed the door behind me. But somehow I think he put his foot in the door. I don't know how that happened. But I was in my room, about to shower, get ready to go to the thing. And so he came in there and was trying to sweet talk me, and I'm like, dog, move, like, go, like, how the did you even get in here? Like, nigga, move. And all I could remember is just like, he was just trying to come. He was drunk too, so he was just coming on to me very strong, and I'm like, boy, move, like, you're doing too much. And at the time, like, I was a virgin at that time, because I was strictly on that. And I was like, nah, dog, I'm a virgin. Like, move. Like, I'm not. There's other dudes, girls you can mess with. I'm not losing to you. Like, you're not doing that. And so he was just like, let me do this, let me do that. And then next time I remember he was strong because he was like on like the football cheerleading team. He was a cheerleader. That was a red flag too. He was like, why are you on the cheerleading team, nigga? And so all I remember was he just forced me on the bed and like I was kicking and he just did what he did. And I was just like, bro, what is wrong? Because I just got out the shower. So I was just like, bro, what are you? So you was waiting there that long?
And
like,
you didn't know he was there?
No, I did not. That was like the scariest thing in my life. And then when he did what he did, like, what crazy thing was my mama was calling. And the phone had dropped on the floor. So all I remember seeing my mama call, I was just crying because I was just like, bro, what the fuck is really happening?
Yeah.
And I was one of those girls like, that ain't gonna happen to me. Like, if girls get raped, why don't say nothing? You know? Like, I was one of them. Until, like, God really showed me. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So how I got out of that was like, I was like, let's go to your room. I think my roommate's gonna come back in here. Let's go to your room. So we walked to his room. Yeah. And then next thing I know, I was just like, oh, I gotta get my clothes from my room. I forgot my clothes for the night. Man, I left and never came back. Yeah. And that night, I was just shaking because I was like, I'm not telling nobody. Right. They're not gonna believe me. I'm not gonna tell them. And then next thing I know, I called my sister. And she just broke down crying on the phone. She's like, come get you. I was like, nah, I just had to tell somebody.
Yeah.
I told my roommate. She was like, girl, that ain't happened to you. Girl, that ain't happened to you. And she came on like my sister. Yeah. So when I thought I could trust her, and she died.
Yeah, she was dismissive.
Yeah. So I would say all of that was like that happened all around the same time. So at that moment, I was like, yeah.
So in that moment, how did that make you feel? I heard you say you talked about the rape, and then I heard you talk about, you know, the feelings of when you had went to the hospital.
Yeah.
So walk me through how both of those situations made you feel.
After that, I kind of just like was numb to it, and that's when I got introduced to my best friend, weed, at the time, and liquor.
Your coping mechanism.
Yeah. So I learned how to roll on my own. I grabbed my first, and I just was smoking, and I was just like, you know what? And then at the time, I was trying to play basketball, but I didn't make the team either. So I was like, F it, man. I'm about to just have fun right now, because I'm like, bro, like, it was just like. It's an HBCU, so it was really like no point in crying. There's no turn. It's everybody's so turned every day. It was like I can't stop and cry.
A lot going on.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm gonna just have fun.
Yeah. So
I got my group of friends. I eventually told them one of my friends had a brother that was gonna handle him, and I was like, nah, let God handle him.
Okay.
I went to the board of the school and told them about it. They took his plot away because he was in the frat. Okay. So they took his plot away. They did some action. But I wasn't the only girl he did that to. Because once I told my brother on the campus that he did that to me, oh, it was over. He was like, this didn't happen again. I was like, what you mean? He was like, you're like the 13th girl he did that to.
Wow.
I was like, nigga, what?
That's crazy.
So like, it just was so numb to me that I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. Like, yeah, it hurt me, and I really thought weed and alcohol was gonna really like wash it down. Yeah. And forget about it, but the pain was still there. And I was taking it out in ways that I didn't even know I was taking it out. And I just held that anger so close to me. So, yeah. So, in present time, do you feel like that's something that you're still going through, or do you feel like you're kind of past it now? Oh, I'm past it. Okay. I'm past it. Once God showed me, that's bigger than you. Good for you. That's bigger than you. Good for you. So, after that, when he gave me that scholarship, yeah, I was like, yeah. It's time to turn up now. Like, F all that other stuff. Your testimony. Yeah. So I was just like, and I told God, use me as a vessel. So when I went to this new school, it happened to girls over there. Okay. And then one of the dudes, he tried to overdose on some business. It was little connections like that. And I was like, I've been there. Yeah, little stuff. I can reach you. I can help you. And I really did. Way to use yourself. Yeah, and I was all the way in New Hampshire. Yeah. I went from Louisiana to Texas, all the way to New Hampshire. So it was a blessing that I really could like touch somebody through that. There you go. That's powerful. So that's big. That's powerful. I don't let what things happen to me. I don't let that detect my future, because it happened, but that shit gone. And it's not you. It doesn't define who you are. It's something that happened to you in the past. It's an event. An event. The past is the past. You don't see it anymore. It's behind you. So you've grown from it. You've seen your future. You don't want to let something in the past hold you down, anchor you down. Keep moving like you say you're doing. Yeah, because for a minute I really thought it was my fault. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have fucking wore them shorts. Maybe I shouldn't have worn them shirt. Like, maybe I should have just, like, at that time my heart is so pure. That's normal. My heart is very pure to where, like, I'm very trusting. Like at that time I was very trusting people. I was just like, oh, he met me, we're cool, he not gonna do that to me. Like that's how my mind was. I was just like, he ain't gonna do that to me.
Right.
Like, and then when it happened, I did blame myself for a minute. I was like, I shouldn't have worn that. And then a lot of my friends was like, girl, don't say no shit like that. Like it's college. Like you wasn't going around wearing no lingerie. It was just like some short, like like regular shorts. And I had to realize they was just like, don't realize this. He didn't take that from you unless you gave it to him. So I had to realize like, okay, because I was a virgin. So I was really like, my husband gonna get, like, that's how I really thought, because I was really Bible based on that at that time. So I was just like, nah, we're not doing that. So when it happened, I blamed myself. I was like, ugh. But it grew me in a lot of ways. I don't even look back. I forgave him, like, not to him, because he reached out to me years later past that. I didn't respond to that, but I forgave him though, because in order to really move on and really accept your blessings, you have to forgive and just move on. So that's what I did. I definitely had to. It was hard, but I did.
And never blame yourself for something that somebody else did.
Oh yeah.
So just keep that in your mind too. Okay, thank you for sharing that. That's powerful. Okay. So do you think your family dynamics has played a big part of who you are today?
Yes, I really do, because I'm really not the usual, like, I would say, not want to be like that, but like the real black girl stereotypical type. I'm really kind of not like that, because my family is like, so my sisters, they're very older than me. I'm the baby of the family. I'm very young, so it's like I heard all the music they was listening to when we was growing up, and I've been around my mom, and she's so old school. So my mama had me when she was 30. I'm sorry, but she had me when she was 30, and I guess I was an accident. I don't know, but so watching them, I was so young, so watching them being like, dang, like they're lit, and I'm young, so I'm so little things like that. Like everybody play a part in me in some way. Like I got one sister who's like a best friend, who's always there, who like never judge, just there for me. And I got one sister who's like a mother to me, and she's very close to me. I'm very close to her too, and the bond she has is so motherly to me. And then I have a brother who is very like protective over me, but kind of like a best friend. Like, got it. We go everywhere. Because we're so close. Me and my brother are close in age. My dad is more of the laid back, funny, chill. Like, it is what it is. Fuck it. And he mean too. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I got that. And then my mom is more so like dramatic, the happy spirit, the godly side, the very loves to dance, is very energetic, just loves life, be outside with her plants and everything. So it's just like I feel like I've all of their ways have came into me in some way. And then also I say this a lot of the times, because my grandparents all passed away, I feel like I'm very connected to them in ways since I really didn't know them. Like, they just assume something is you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They're just making assumptions of who you are.
Yeah, like, and I'm just like, that's not me. Yeah. Like they come to me, some people would just be thinking like, oh, she did no. Like judging you. Yeah, like judge a book before it's cover. Yeah. Okay. I'm very like, I love rock and roll. I love old school R&B, classic rock. I love old school hip hop. I love it all. Like, I just love it because it feeds my spirit. Got it. And when I'm saying, if you go to my playlist right now, only like 80% of my music, 85% of it is old school music. And I'm talking Frankie Beverly and Maze, Temptation. I'm talking about classic rock, which is Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix and Prince. Like, all of it. Motley, anything you see is my phone is old school all the way. And I feel like tying back to my grandparents, I feel like because they're no longer here, I feel like that's a way I connect to them a lot through that music. Because I'll be jamming to something and my daddy be like, Nana used to jam to that, Mama used to jam to that. And then my mama be like, that's my daddy's song. And then I remember I would be in my papa car and I'd be listening to music that he plays. So it's just like all of those, since I was so young, I don't remember my grandparents like that. But I feel like when I listen to that old school music, I can feel the spirit. So it sounds like your family overall has had more of a positive dynamic in your life. Very positive. Very good. Very supportive. Good things. Very supportive, very positive. Sometimes I'll be thinking they don't understand me. They do. Yeah. And it just be me against me a lot of the time. In your own head. Yeah. And there's different ways that you can
get through that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can write your thoughts out.
Oh, I do.
Write your thoughts out. You can write yourself a letter.
Yeah.
You know, when you feel like you release those things, put it on a balloon, tie it up.
Yeah.
Or if you got a fireplace at home, put it in the fireplace outside when you get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things you can write out, good and bad. You see it on paper.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, when you're in a better space, you can read out those bad things. You can remember those things. Some things that I used to do is, you got the voice memo on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I feel like I'm upset or I'm sad or I have nobody to talk to, nobody understands me but me, okay, talk to yourself on the phone.
Yeah, and a lot of the times when I was coming up, my mama really didn't understand how I was, because I was very, I guess you would say, ghetto at that time. I wasn't ghetto, I'm just being me. Like, I'm very loud, I'm very proud of who I am. I don't care what nobody say about me. I'm very energetic. What you see is what you gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm not let me be this because of that person. No, I don't care. Like, either you gonna rock with me or you not.
Right.
And I would say what really helped them see that for me was when my sister brought her boyfriend in, and they seen how he was, and then like he kind of like set that tone to be
made it more relaxed.
Yeah, so they like, okay, Kenny doing that, so I'm like, okay, and they accept Kenny for that. I'm like, mama, that's how I am too. Like, why you always judging me when he doing that, and then, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, when he came in and kind of eased it, that's when my mama kind of relaxed and was like, oh, okay.
And that made you feel
that made me kind of feel more seen, like, like if he's the same way, he's like a very outspoken and very big personality, very energetic. Mama, that's the same way. I'm not ghetto though. You're not calling him ghetto.
Yeah.
He's just him.
Yeah.
And I said, that's just how I am too. But, you know, just because I'm a girl and a stereotypical black girl, you assume it's ghetto. But no, it's just I'm just very proud of myself and who I am.
As you should.
Yeah, so my family dynamic is very tied, and it has made me, like, they all I got.
Yeah.
Really.
And as I'm listening to you talk, I'm making connections, because how you are today, you're expressing yourself like, hey mama, I don't like that you do that. I'm the same way as this person. This is how I am. And in the past, you were like, I didn't want to tell such and such that person. It is what it is. So I'm hearing and I'm seeing your growth.
Yeah.
Without you maybe not realizing, you're growing. You're growing in the right direction. You're expressing yourself. You're saying who you are. You're unapologetically yourself.
Oh, yeah.
As you always should. And, you know, keep that motto. So I appreciate you coming in today. Do you have any last thoughts or anything last you want to share before we end?
Yes. So very recently, like, for me going to college, it was really hard to keep friends, because I have friends that's like at home.
Yeah.
Before I went to college and high school, and then when I went to high school, like, when I went to college, they thought I kind of dismissed them or anything.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no, I'm still here.
Yeah.
So when I got done with college and came back, and it's just like, where my friends at?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I see that they grown, and I applaud them for that, but it was just like hard to see, like one of my friends is about to get married. She didn't tell me happy birthday, and we're very close, from babies, and I just see when I come home, like, everybody they just sprout off to their own ways, and sometimes I have to realize just to adapt to it and just accept it. But accepting it was very hard, because now I'm like, the reason why I am very close to my family is because they're my friends, because I don't have any, so it's like they're my friends, and I have to accept, like, you know, God is protecting you. You pray to God, protect me from all harm and danger. Maybe that friend is not who you needed. Maybe that friend is who I'm trying to protect you from.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize, I'm like, dang, nobody like me, nobody mess with me anymore. Like, is it me? Like, am I a bad person? Like, when I went through those bad times, was I taking it out on them?
Yeah.
Was I being too harsh? Like, and I can agree, like, now to this day, I was taking it out on them, but I wanted them to realize it wasn't them. It was just me fighting me.
Yeah.
And me, if somebody was to tell me that, I am the type of person to understand you, but I feel like they just reached their boundaries with me and was like, I'm not gonna keep staying along with and be treated like this. Like, I wasn't a bad person, but like, you know, I just had a lot of anger in me. And like, now that I'm grown, I want them to realize I'm not that same Cece anymore. Like, I've grown and I'm better now. So like, my heart is very passionate and it's very deep. And when I let little things hurt my feelings, and even when people are giving me constructive criticism, even when people are giving me, like, just life advice and just being honest with me, I
Yeah.
really take it deep. And I be having to tell myself, like, Cece, like, girl, the world is not against you.
Yeah.
God is, even though that situation happened, God is
Right.
protecting you from that situation. Not
Yeah.
everything that's meant for your harm is to harm you. I mean, not
Yeah.
everything that's meant for you is going to harm you.
Mhm.
So, like, I had to just really realize, like, okay, I'm going to make a best friend out of God, my family, and myself. So that's why I'm so, like, I can't cry no more.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go to somebody else and tell them my feelings. Well, I need to just tell them to God because they can't help it. It's done. It's over with.
Mhm.
But God is helping me create my past and make it into a better future. So for sure, I would just say, anybody that feels like they're alone and they're like, I don't got friends, and they need to meet the criteria of a certain crowd and
Mhm.
try to like fit in, don't fit in. Be you. Be unapologetically you. Find yourself and find what you like and what you want to do and run with that. Because like I said, some people gonna like it, some people don't. I have a lot of people that be like, I love your style, and I be like, what style? This me.
Yeah.
And I got some people that probably think I'm weird. Do I give a fuck? No, I don't. Like, it's just me. And I said, I've accepted myself. I've been through all that. I accepted myself long enough to know it ain't them. It ain't me. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
Like, and you either accept it or you don't. But
Period.
I would just say, like, yeah, like, you don't need nobody. Find a friend within you.
Mhm.
The people that God put in your circle, they're meant to be there for a reason. And when now you pray every day, God, please protect me from harm and danger. Please protect these people that are around me.
Mhm.
Don't be surprised who start leaving.
Yeah.
Because you prayed that. A lot of
Yeah.
people be like, dang, why this happened to me? But you told God to you asked God for this to happen.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
He making it work,
Yeah.
you in His way.
Yeah.
Get out His way.
You applied that. You asked for that. in prayer.
Yeah, it's like,
So,
get out of God's way, and the process is gonna start processing.
Yeah.
So just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and everything is gonna be meant for you when it's meant for you.
Mhm. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I have for you for being, I'll say my advice to you is just keep growing within yourself.
Mhm.
Like, you don't see anything or anybody else. You look in the mirror at yourself.
Hey,
You don't look in the mirror and see other people. You look in the mirror and you see C.
Yep.
You see Sierra.
Yep.
You don't see anybody else. So keep growing within who you are, because you're on a great path. So
Yep.
keep going. So thank you for being the first guest on Together We Deal. So you did an amazing job. So I'm Chelsea Harris, and this is Cece, and we out.
Together we heal and deal.